Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on into Chapter 4 now. And the next thing I want to cover is looking at editing entities. So Chapter 4 covers editing entities, things like deleting, features like hiding something, changing the color or the line structure if you want it to be dashed. Just some basic functions in MX that you might find helpful later on here. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go over section 4.2. So section 4.2, we basically have 4 lines, and what I want to show you to do now is how to delete specific lines or shapes that we might have. So let's go ahead and create, I think in your textbook it has a shape that we can kind of practice drawing here. So let's go ahead and draw that shape. It's something like parallelogram, where we have, and I won't do it perfect, I'm just doing it freehand here. Okay, so we have some kind of parallelogram. Let's say we wanted to delete, let's delete these 2 ends of the parallelogram. So all we would need to do that is go to select Edit, and let's select Delete. And so it will ask us which objects we want to delete. So let's go ahead and select these 2 objects and hit OK. So there you go. It deletes the objects that we selected, and that's just a quick way of showing you how to delete something, and that's one of the projects that's listed in the book, in the tutorial, and that's all it is. So let's go on now to section 4.3. And section 4.3 covers hiding entities. So basically filtering options where we select certain shapes or points or colored, and I'll show you that here in just a minute. Let me clear the screen. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to insert a curve. And the curve we're going to insert is just a circle. I'm going to just make some random circles here, and let's see how it looks. Okay, so let me enter these. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert just some points. So we inserted these circles just like we've talked about before in the previous lessons. So let's insert some points. So let's go to Insert, Datum, Point, and let's just select Point. Okay, and just like any other shape, let's just create a series of different points here. So I'm going here, out here. I'll make like 6 of them, in and out of the circles. I don't know, something like that. Okay. There's 5 points I created. Now, what we're wanting to do in this is we want to select either the points or the circles now, and select to hide them if we want. So, if we're wanting to hide these points, all we need to do is we just need to go to Edit, Show, and Hide, and we'll select Hide. Okay. Now, what we want to select here is we can go through different types. We can either select each object to hide them, or we can look at in the tutorial it gives us a type filter, so you guys can go through and select each point or each object that you want to hide, or which can take time sometimes. And as our drawings get more complicated, it may save you some time to select type filter. So let's go to type filter, and we can select based on the varieties of shapes or colors or type of thing that we've drawn. We can select that we would like to hide that. So let's select, in this case, let's try to hide the points. Okay, so I'm selecting point. Okay, so I selected point to hide it. Alright, so based on that now, I should be able to hide these points. So now my filter is only going to select the points. So you see now when I scroll over it, the points are only being highlighted. The circles are not, because I have set the filter to only hide points. So now that I have that filter set, I can check select all. So I've selected all the points, and I can push OK. So there you go. That's how we hide points in NX. And just like we hid them, we can go to Edit, Show and Hide, and we can just select Show All. Alternatively, there's a keyboard shortcut, Control-Shift-U, where we can show all of the points again. So there you are. That's the function. The last lesson in Chapter 4 is changing an entity's appearance. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw, let's go ahead and draw a series of, let's go ahead and clear that. Let me draw a series of circles and lines. And if you have your textbook in front of you, I'm in section 4.4 now. Let's go ahead and make some basic curves like we've been doing. So let me just draw, just randomly, I'm going to draw some circles here, and some over here, some down here. Okay. Let me draw a couple lines now too. Okay, so I'll draw a line here, and I'm going to draw another line over here or something, I don't know. Okay, so what I'm wanting to do now is I'm wanting to change entity's appearance, shape's appearance. So the first thing we need to do, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select Edit, Object Display, and I'm going to select, see I have here selected, select the object. So I'm going to go ahead and select these two lines. Okay. And to make it a little bit easier and a little bit quicker, I'm going to hit, so now that I've selected these, I'm going to hit this term called invert selection. So basically what that means is it's going to select everything that's not these two lines, which may save you some time. Again, later as our geometries get more complicated, you may select something, the ones that you don't want select, or you don't want selected, and then you can invert the selection. Okay. So once we have that, and once we've selected those, we can click OK. And once we've clicked OK, we are brought up with a new menu. For this new menu, let's go ahead and select a color. And let's make these circles magenta. Okay, so I've just selected the color here in our color palette, and the name magenta comes up, and I'm going to go ahead and push OK. And then we come back to our Edit Object Display menu, and what we can do is we can change a few of the things. We can say if you want to leave it like that, you can. But we have a few other options for design purposes. We can use the dash line, and let's make the line a little bit thinner. And let's apply this one. Okay. So so now you see that we have now modified these circles to be a magenta color dashed line circles. So that basically completes your Chapter 4. We looked at deleting objects, hiding objects, and also just changing the color and the appearance of some of these objects. So now we're going to go ahead and get into Chapter 5 and talk about some of the other things, like some other important features of NX, like sketching. So